if you take too much breaks whenever you study a language, the first thing that I'm going to tell you is how you can avoid this. And the second thing is you probably take too much breaks. So who am I to tell you this? Well, I'm Ivan. I have been studying English for 4 years. I have been studying Japanese for 2 years. And as a calisthenics athlete, I help people who struggle with learning languages for 4 hours to 5 hours on a daily basis. And so the first point that we're going to be talking about is get your brain used to not getting lots of dopamine on a daily basis. And so the thing that I do first is there's always going to be an activity which is low dopamine, which you enjoy. And so for me, that is reading light novels in English, not in Japanese. Also in Japanese too, but like not as much as in English. Like right now, the novels that I like the most are these novels from Brandon Sanderson. And Brandon Sanderson, like each novels that are awesome, right? And so if you compare binge watching on YouTube, binge watching on TikTok, or binge watching a fucking novel, which is just fucking reading, who do you think has the lowest dopamine levels if you compare these two activities? Of course, the person reading the novel has the lowest dopamine levels. And so you have to do an activity which doesn't give you that much dopamine, which actually you kind of enjoy and is related to learning language, right? Maybe you want to learn you want to basically read a book about language learning, right? You want to maybe read a book about, I don't know, how to have better social skills so you actually speak with people in another language, whatever thing, I don't know. Maybe you want to also learn I don't know, a light novel in Japanese, a light novel in the language that you're learning that is actually not that not really super hard. Also, really recommend like watching some type of podcasts and just basically seeing the faces of the people that you want to, the people talking. Like if literally the only thing that you do is watching people talking, then of course you're not going to get that much dopamine. Those are some tasks that you can do on a daily basis, which are not going to get you that much dopamine. And also, you have to do like that task and only that task whenever you take a break or something, right? So whenever I take a break from, I don't know, recording videos, whenever I take a break from um, studying Japanese, the thing that I do is literally read in English, the novel that I like, right? And so I recommend to you that you do something like that, right? And of course, stop your fucking scrolling, stop your fucking like Instagram, stop your fucking like, don't take a break and watch Instagram. Don't take a break and watch, I don't know, a YouTube video that is like, I don't know, highly edited. Like, of course, you're not going to be able to study after that if you're literally interrupting your fucking brain system by watching something like TikTok whenever you take a break. Of course, you're not going to have the same intensity that you had like 2 hours before watching that video in Instagram, right? It's just as simple as that. Because whenever you watch something that is high in dopamine, basically now that the activity which is low in dopamine will be much more boring, right? But if your dopamine levels are always in here, then basically you are going to enjoy the activities that give you this amount of dopamine levels, right? Now, that is how you do it. But even though I tell you this, right? Even though I told you this, don't do it that much because past a certain hours, this is something that you need to discover by yourself. But past a certain hour, I can't study. Literally, I can't study. Like literally past 12 p.m., I can't study. Literally, I can't. It's not possible. Like, it's not in my fucking brain. I can't study, right? And so, if you're going to do the thing that I'm telling you, right? You wake up at 7 and you have, I don't know, 5 hours free before you do something at 12 p.m. Maybe you take a lunch or something. Then I'm going to tell you, okay, I study Japanese for 2 hours, then take a break with your reading that novel in English, right? For 1 hour or something, or 30 minutes, and then study another 2 hours. And the last point that I'm going to tell you also is you probably take too much breaks. And so what I mean by this is whenever you take a break, you basically get out of the zone. And so if you were studying Japanese for 1 hour and you get out of the zone now, then what do you think will happen? Of course, you are literally interrupting your study session. And so even though if it feels kind of like, I don't know, you feel like you put too much effort in your study, I will tell to you like enjoy that. Literally try to enjoy that feeling of like putting effort onto something which is basically being in the zone. Whenever you're in the zone, you're literally not thinking about anything. You're literally just thinking about the task that you have at hand, and you kind of like get sweaty. You kind of like, I don't know, you kind of like feel the effort, but you don't think about anything. You just think about the task, right? And so try to actually enjoy that feeling whenever you are on the zone, right? And don't interrupt it. Like if you're studying 4 times a day, 1 hour each, 1 hour, yeah, 1 hour per each session, I will tell to you, study 2 hours and take a break between those 2 hours. So you actually enter the zone at least 2 times on the day and not like try to enter the zone like 4 times. I think that even professional people can enter the zone in like more than 2 times every day. Like it's literally, there's this book which is basically the deep zone. I don't remember the fucking book. I'm going to put it here in the video, but like, yeah, that's the point. Yeah, leave a like, subscribe, all of those things. Bye.